Everybody loves a good show, and the after party is where we celebrate that show. Imagine that life is the show.
Join us, Tam and Porschia, at the after party where we'll celebrate life, the good, the bad,
and the ugly. This is where things get real, because that's life, and we're going to keep it real.
And if you want to laugh, cry, and be real, this is the show for you.
Come party with us.
Hey, Tam.
Hey, Porschia. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm amazing. Hey, party goers.
Hey, y'all.
You ready to party?
Yes, definitely ready to party. Okay.
I think we got another good one. I need this one today.
Oh. Okay. Come on.
Today we're talking about chemistry. We in a class today. This is Chemistry 101. We're going to define chemistry in a relationship during this episode and whether or not it's needed in order for a relationship to be successful.
Come on. Yes.
So, what are we sipping on today?
Today we are sipping on this little simple drink, which is a white wine spritzer. Cheers, Tam.
Cheers. Click, 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 click. I need this.
Not I need this.
Try to tackle this here issue. Do I have to have chemistry in order for things to be good?
Yes.
That's right. See, like, what's wrong? It takes two to make things go right. Share dance. It takes two to make things go right. It takes two to make it outside.
I want to rock that movie.
I'm not racing, I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm also outrageous. Stay away from me. It's contagious. No, I know how to lose on the B and the C. It's what I choose. The ladies love me, girls adore me. These are the ones who never saw me. Hey, the reason why I'm mad, I don't know. So let's go, hey,
Gonna make a thing alright. Period.
Two to make it out of sight.
Out of sight, baby.
Let's party. Chemistry 101. What is it? Do you need it? Can you build it? According to Webster's dictionary, chemistry is the complex emotional or psychological interaction between two people. Here are a few synonyms for chemistry: understanding, accord, connection, link, and bond.
You know, I like that connection word.
You like that connection word? Connections, every time we talk about relationships, that connection word just keeps coming up because it's so important.
You gotta connect. You gotta come to one.
You have to connect. The strong connection is felt mostly with a new romantic partner and in the early stage of dating.
That's true.
Although some people mistake normal physical attraction for chemistry, the connection goes beyond the physical. True chemistry encompasses an emotional, mental, spiritual, and even cognitive connection.
Period.
For example, one partner is able to finish the other partner's sentence. That's according to Happier Human. I think I agree, but it still leaves me with questions.
Like?
Do I have to have chemistry in order for the relationship to be successful? And am I defining chemistry properly? Because according to Happier Human,
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the physical attraction,
Right.
all the other things. But do you need the physical attraction too in order to have chemistry? I need happier humans to help me.
I mean, yeah, I think the physical is a part of it. Like we talked about last time with connection, it's all connected. It's all connected. In order for me to have one of the things, I need all of the things. And it
Mm,
happens in steps. It happens in areas. Like it takes time to get there. But I think, like they said, a lot of people confuse physical attraction or lust as chemistry because
mm,
you find somebody physically attractive, they arouse you. They're speaking to that sense of your visual senses, right?
mhm,
And it makes you salivate. You want to taste them. You want to touch them. You want to do all the things because of what they look like. But their inside can be terrible. Their mental, their mindset could be atrocious. Like
mm.
it could be a lot of things, and then that would turn you off. Some people will still be like, "I'm gonna fuck past that." You know what I'm saying? But and but they'll still be like, "We had this undeniable chemistry because we yearned for each other." But it really be lust,
Mm.
and you giving it a whole other name because I agree with them. Chemistry is encompassing. It has the emotional, the mental, the spiritual connection, the cognitive. Like all cognitive goes with the physical. Like it's all of that.
But if it's missing the physical piece, could there still be chemistry? Like if I am not drawn to you physically, do we still have chemistry? Or do we need that piece too? Because if everything else is good, right? You enjoy them, you enjoy conversation with them, you have a good time with them, you want to talk to them often and spend time with them, you want to sleep with them. The sex is banging. But you don't look at them and be like, I want to jump your bones. But also when we get into bed and you do jump my bones, it's really good. Oh.
I think you had to have some type of physical component that was there at some point. Like they said, the strong connection is felt mostly in a new romantic partner or early stages of dating. So something had to, I mean, because you didn't know much more other than what they look like and maybe what they put on paper or told you, on the first date. But after that, if you continue to engage with them, something has drawn you in physically, I feel, because ain't no way in hell if you look like the bottom of my baby's shoe, I'm gonna go past that. Like I can't get past the physicality of it all. Even if you do have those other things, like man, he got a great mind, but he not. I don't see nothing physically that is drawing me. Like you gotta hit all my senses. You can't just hit. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be able to get past to even build a more encompassing connection because your physicality is off. So something had to draw you in to make you want to physically be physical with them. And maybe we're not paying attention to that any longer.
Well, mhm. No, 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 no. So, uh, this is hypothetical. It's not necessarily
Yeah, this is all
my life.
hypotheticals. This is all hypothetical.
So, what if the person is a physically attractive person, but it's still nothing that's drawing you to them physically? Like, there's nothing, you're not looking at them when they walk by, like,
Hmm.
you're not necessarily drawn or feeling like, oh, I want to jump their bones. And maybe that's not the pull. Maybe the attraction is something else. But does it have to be that too in order for you to feel like that's chemistry?
Well, I don't think so. Like I said, I have to be attracted to something about you. And something initially drew me in. So maybe again we should refocus our focus on that. Or also focus it on other parts of the connection, right? Um if they're a very empathetic person, if they listen well, if they are very thoughtful, if they are very like, and those things like, mm, he did this and it made me feel like this, and I can focus on that, and my chemistry can spark there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, oh, he talked to God. He know the word. He prayed for me. Like, oh, that would make me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, focus on other
that's
parts.
something.
Yeah, focus on the other parts opposed to.
So you're saying focus on the positive.
Yes. Because the physical stuff really, that's not all it could be based off of. But focus on the other good things that y'all connection is like. You know what I'm saying? Maybe eventually something would be physically that would be like, oh, when he hold his spoon that way, it make me like, okay, that's how you be eating me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just gotta
Okay. You gotta make another connection some kind of way.
Right. So I think it can be made. I think it can be made outside of the physical.
But are you forcing it? Because one of the questions is, can chemistry be built? Mm-hmm. So if you don't have that physical pull, mm-hmm. that animalistic attraction to someone, is that something that can be developed over time?
I feel like it can be built based off of all the other stuff that you have connected through. I think the animalistic nature of it all is something that we're taught that we should have, and not necessarily how we typically operate. And we may have experienced at some points in our lives with whomever, right? But that's not sustainable, because you're not animalistic the entire time of your relationship. If you do indulge in a relationship with a person, like it may be like that at the beginning. It'll be like, oh, we just want to jump each other bones all the time because y'all physically attracted to each other and that chemistry, that spark is there. Mm-hmm. But as y'all build and connect in other ways, then just getting me a Reese cup from the gas station may make me feel like I want to jump your bones, and that could be enough. You ain't got to, and we ain't got to do the whole animalistic thing. It could just be a slow, I'm going to roll over and rub my booty on you and be like, come on, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's levels to this.
It's definitely levels. Opinions are mixed on when exactly chemistry is sparked. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those people that need them. They believe that chemistry happens suddenly and instantaneously, usually on the first encounter with someone of the opposite sex. Mm-hmm. Others have argued that you can develop a magnetic connection over time. Mm-hmm. Either way, once the sparks start flying, one thing is for sure, it's an unmistakable feeling you can't deny.
Absolutely.
But if you've never done that
before, I still feel like, even with hearing that, and it took me somewhere else, I still feel like that's the lust of it all. I don't know why. Like, that's just heavily, like, it's the desire of that person. And again, maybe for me, I personally desire somebody when I have a connection with them. But a part of that connection is me being physically attracted to you. But also, like, if you doing all the other things, it's just like, okay, now I want to be, so when I'm around you, my temperature rise, like, you know, it's just, I don't know why it's giving lust.
Well, lust, I feel like lust is a part of that, or can be, right? Because it's a part of the physical pull that you have with someone. Uh-huh. You know, he's sexy, she's sexy. I like the way he walk. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. I love to watch a man walk. if he can walk. But anyway.
Oh my God.
Not if he can walk. Meaning if he has a nice walk. Let me clean that up. If he has a nice walk.
Okay.
I love to see them walk away.
I love a lot of things about a man. I love how he a lot. I don't know. It's a lot of things I can name. How he lick his lips, how he talk. You know what I'm saying? Be like, I love his hands. Like,
So for me, like I was telling my girlfriend, I love me a DC nigga. Just the shorties and hey, shorty stop playing with me. Yeah, I like that shit.
I've never
I don't like nobody too soft. If you all like boo 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 all the time, I might need that, but I don't like it.
I like a stern man, but also a soft man. Like, you got to have a good balance for me.
Yes.
But I like somebody that can speak their mind without even raising their voice. Like, they could be stern without, like, they could just kind of be like, look,
We're not doing that.
this is what it is.
And you be like, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, command my attention. Okay.
Okay. Exactly. I'm still pulling at whether or not this thing can be built because, okay, story time.
Story time.
When I met my ex-husband, both of my ex-husbands, I wasn't attracted to either of them in the beginning. My first husband was younger than me, and that was a turnoff that he was younger than me, and he's the little cousin of a friend of mine. I was like, get out of here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although I could see he was an attractive man or boy at the time because we were kids, but still I was like, he's too young for me. That's how I saw it. He had to grow on me, and then there was a flip at some point where I did start finding him sexy and attractive, and I had a physical pull to him. And my last husband, same thing. I met him absolutely not my type. Absolutely not my type. But the more I talked to him, the more attracted to him I became. And when I started realizing how smart he was, and he was always like teaching me new things and showing me new things, those are the things that started becoming sexy to me. And I didn't see anything sexy about him when I first met him because he was not my type. Not that he was like such a horrible looking person, just he wasn't my type.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm answering that maybe it can grow once you have taken time to get to know someone. But like, are you going to get those butterflies later on if you didn't initially? And do you have to have that?
And do you have to have that? Okay.
Like, can you have a strong, long-lasting, successful relationship with someone that doesn't give you butterflies?
I don't know because I never tried. Well, I'm not gonna say I never tried. Well, I never tried. I tried to date somebody that didn't give me butterflies, but I wasn't physically attracted to them either. And then I also thought their personality was very passive, which is a turn off for me. So it was a lot of strikes against them. So I don't know. Every guy I've been with, I was attracted to. Yeah, every one of them, I was attracted to.
It's the pause for me. You had to be sure.
I had to like run through it real quick. But no, every one of them was attractive. But they all had their other things that was lacking in connection, right?
Okay.
So you can have that chemistry with somebody initially and we flirtatious and lust after them and all that type of stuff. But then all the other stuff wasn't connecting. And I still indulged in a situationship or a relationship with them. So why would I allow something like chemistry or not having getting those butterflies initially stop me when I allow people who didn't give me what I needed in other areas of connection to go forward with me? I gave them a chance to build it up, but I would like to think I'm much more mature now, right? And can think a little more clearly now about like what it is that I need. Because at that time, I didn't think that all that stuff mattered as much as it matters now. So I guess it just depends if you're willing to go through and see. And I think me within this dating season that I'm in, I'm open to all types, no matter what age, no matter their height, no matter what size or whatever. Like it, all of that doesn't matter. I'm not trying to harp on those things. I'm just trying to be open to the process because I might find a diamond in the rough that may not be packaged the way I may want it to be packaged, but he may be all the things, and that we can build something. So, you know, child, I was foolish before. Uh-oh. That was
I think we all. Oh shoot! I think we've all been foolish before.
Mm-hmm.
It also says that chemistry doesn't equal love.
Ooh. Yes.
And it also doesn't usually fade away. So if you had chemistry with that man and it didn't work out and you find yourself still thinking of him, it's because that chemistry thing didn't leave, but that didn't mean it was love. If the relationship ends, that underlying bond between the couple can bring them back together even years later. Don't do that. Two people can also feel that undeniable spark with each other, but are not necessarily in love.
Yes.
I think that is what confuses people a lot because a lot of times, people are saying that they love each other prematurely. And I always feel like if once you start saying I love you, that's what convinces you that it's true.
Ooh.
It's like the habit of saying it. Sometimes if you don't even feel it. So like if somebody says, Portia, I love you, and you feel convicted to say it too because you don't want to hurt their feelings or whatever, the next thing you know, you be talking about, girl, we in love. Your ass wasn't in love. You didn't even want to say shit, but now here you are.
You're in like.
3 months later, you talk about I love you, because he keep on saying it, you keep saying it, but you ain't never love him. Y'all had a little bit of chemistry, but it wasn't necessarily love.
My God, that's crazy, but that is so true. And we talk about power of life and death in the tongue, baby. You sitting over there trying to convince yourself you love this man or you love this woman, and you don't.
Do you hear the music? I can't help myself. I'm not so in love with you that I can't. I mean, I'm so in love with you.
As long as it's me and you, baby. I think, like they said, personality types can complement each other. I think you can have good emotional and emotional rapport and all that. I think, yes, I agree with all of that. But like you said, we try to convince ourselves because all these things are great that this is love.
This is love.
Because it feels good.
Because it feels good, and the feel good is the chemistry. But it doesn't have to be love. What sparks chemistry between two people? Mutual chemistry is rare and cannot be manufactured. However, there are several things influencing this special human-to-human electric-like attraction. They include mutual physical attraction, personality types that complement each other, good rapport, emotional intimacy, shared charisma, and sense of humor, similarities in core values and beliefs, mutual interests, responsiveness, and reciprocal candor. Mm. But if any one of these things are missing, do you still have are these things not necessarily working in tandem? They can be separate and apart and still spark the chemistry.
I think they could be separate and apart and still spark
I
chemistry.
feel like we're always looking for some fairy tale and some perfect thing, and it doesn't always appear that way. And so we get hung up on those things and get in our own way, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it calls into question everything because you didn't feel those butterflies. So now you're like questioning, did I really have a good time with him? Was it really that much fun? You walk on
Again,
his tippy toes. I don't like that.
right back to what society tells us it should look like and what the packaging should look like. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's back to that right back there. Like
Right there.
it may not look like what you want or what you think you want, but it may be exactly what you need. And so it's like, why not try it and see and give it time to breathe and grow and potentially build? And if it still proves to not be giving what it needs to give, okay? Because you can't deny that. Like you got to go through the motions to see if it's going to give what it needs to give, unless it's something to your detriment, right? But if it's giving all this greatness,
Mm-hmm.
like,
But it's missing this over here.
yeah, why not? Like it that sparks the chemistry. Chemistry doesn't happen by osmosis. You gotta mix some things together and let it do its work. And yeah,
Yeah, I feel like, there can be instances where it's automatic, right?
yes.
But I do believe that it's something that you can build upon,
Hmm.
if you do have mutual interests and some shared charismas. You see that they're emotionally intelligent, and that can spark intimacy. Like if you have those things, but you don't like the way he wear his jeans,
Right.
and it's a turnoff that he's still wearing baggy jeans in 2023,
Yeah.
you can go and buy him some new jeans, and maybe you'll be like, maybe that thing that was missing, that watching him walk away, can then change. But like that's something so slight.
Yeah. 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 But I
But
just,
you're blocking your blessing because you worried about he got on baggy jeans.
yeah, it doesn't carry that much weight. And that's why I said early on, like we have to refocus our focus. Like we gotta shift the atmosphere. And
Mm,
but you don't want to get caught so much up in you shifting it that you ignore the other stuff, right? It
the
with
good stuff.
shifting it, it should increase the like in the other areas, right? Or the appreciation for the other areas. But you don't want to get distracted by, oh, he has all these good things, but this over here is still an issue for you because you have to be true to yourself. But you have to really work through that because that issue for you could be something minute. It could be something that's fixable. It could be something that y'all can adjust. But also, if they're not willing and open to adjust it or fix it or whatever, then that could be a blockage. Or you could potentially have a blockage, you know? But you have to
You could.
you got to figure that out for you. But I don't think we should get so caught up on how the movies and stuff make you seem like y'all just be like, bruh. I can't even count how many times that happened to me when I was drunk and stupid. Maybe once, I don't know. Um, I'm just being honest. But other than that, my sexual experiences have not been of that. No matter how much the chemistry is there. I don't know.
Your sexual experience haven't been what? Clarify. We need clarity. The other party goers want to know.
Like how they do in the movies. Like, you get in the door, they be.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just doing all of that to get to the bed. Like, how many times?
Uh-huh.
You know.
Right.
It's much more, it's not as animalistic as they make it seem. And like, if you don't have this, it ain't chemistry. It ain't a spark. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, he could give me butterflies by getting me my favorite candy. And I'd be like, ooh, you make me feel, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It ain't got nothing to do with his.
I ain't never got no butterflies, but I got some candy.
It's the thoughtfulness of it all.
Oh, is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm focused on that. Like, oh my gosh, he thought about me when he was out getting some gas, got me some candy. Like, that's so sweet. He didn't have to do that for me. I mean, niggas didn't think about me and set up in my house, and you know what I'm saying. Like, anyway, whatever. That's all I'm saying.
You're taking her somewhere she ain't trying to go.
It's the thoughtfulness of it all. But I just focus on that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not the candy, it's the thoughtfulness.
Exactly.
What are the signs that you have chemistry? You're naturally drawn to each other. That magnetic pull. What if you don't have it? That magnetic pull is one of the unmistakable signs. It's more than just a physical attraction. You connect on multiple levels. When it comes to chemistry, things go deeper. People reportedly feel almost at one with each other on an emotional, mental, spiritual, and cognitive level. As explained by marriage.com. Chemistry is deeper than compatibility and involves that warm, fuzzy connection two people in a relationship feel when falling in love.
Yeah.
So do that mean you can't fall in love if you don't have the warm and fuzzies? See, this still keeps calling into question the definition and whether or not the chemistry piece has to be there. But you don't necessarily give me the warm and fuzzies, or I'm not like, salivating as you walk by, but we are really good with each other in other areas of our lives. We have great fun together. You're a great friend, and we still do have really great sex. But I just don't, when I see you, I don't be like, I want to jump his bones. Does that mean I don't have chemistry with him?
I don't think that's what that means. I mean, you still get the warm and fuzzies when you see their name come up on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he calling me. Let me talk to him. Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
So
I see that.
That's what happens. Like, it just looks different than what you may typically want or whatever. It just looks different than maybe what you typically have had in the past.
Right.
This is why the Lord don't want us having sex until we marry, because
I talk about this all the time, that the reason why these commandments are put in place is to protect us from ourselves.
Because if you had nothing to compare it to,
you wouldn't be out here comparing. And that's the reason why you were not supposed to have premarital sex.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to commit adultery. You are supposed to be with this one person and only know this way.
But unfortunately, we live in a corrupt world, and this flesh want what it want.
The flesh be fleshing.
The flesh be fleshing. So, yeah, there's that.
And most of the time, we ain't got no self-control. Anyway, Also, you feel like you've known the individual all your life.
Mm-hmm.
You interact so easily and effortlessly as if you spent a lifetime together. These aren't things that you feel when you are attracted to how someone looks. Wow, smiles or dresses.
Oh, wow.
Intense chemistry feels like a connection of the mind, body, and soul.
Come on, break it down for us.
Break it down. It's easy to be yourself around them. They're easy to talk to, and you don't feel like you have to watch what you say or do to avoid offending them. Nothing you say is boring, irrelevant, or weird to them.
Have you experienced that before, Tam?
I definitely have. I might be experiencing it now, but I'm not going to tell you guys.
Yeah. I think.
Mind y'all business. Y'all be all in our business. Have you experienced it?
Absolutely.
Are you experiencing it now?
Am I experiencing it now? Yes. But see, listen. I'm experiencing it now because it's a choice of mine. As y'all like to say, I got diarrhea by the mouth. So anyway, when I be talking to people, I choose to be myself. And like, but also like I bring little more pieces of me out more and more we talk or whatever. I have a connection right now that I do feel like it's easy, but also it's complicated because of circumstances. Mine's in particular. But I do. But that's how it should be because love is not hard. It should not feel hard to connect with somebody. And like I had a connection with somebody that just felt hard. And it was just like, I don't understand why this and that. It shouldn't feel like that. It should be easy going. And
when someone wants you, it will be easy. They're going to make it easy. You're not going to be questioning what's going on and why is it taking this much time to connect. You're not going to be experiencing that with someone that truly wants you and is ready for you. Because sometimes someone could want you but not really be ready for you.
That part.
And so they are leaving you in a state of confusion because they themselves are not really ready to be fully open, transparent, and vulnerable. So it's not like a personal thing. It just could be like where they are in their life.
Yeah.
And if that's not what you want.
But that was so crazy because that connection I felt was like nothing I could say was boring, nothing was irrelevant, nothing was weird to them, and vice versa. So I guess that was another reason why like I wanted to hold on to it so bad. Like this, you know what I'm saying? But it was giving me.
But to be honest though, Portia, sometimes timing is everything, right?
Yeah.
And so just because it's not the right time doesn't even mean it's not the right person. It just might not be the right time.
Yeah. Two things can be true.
But also it teaches you every single time things don't work out, you learn something else about yourself and what you want, and what you will and will not tolerate, how you want to feel, how you want to make someone else feel. Like it's a constant evolution. And so it shouldn't be taken lightly and it shouldn't be a source of disappointment.
Yeah.
It's like, we're human. The moment you're going to be let down, hurt, disappointed, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But once you've taken time to sit with that thing, if you really think back on the lessons that you learned from it, then you can be grateful.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And anyway, you want someone that is tuned into everything you say and do as well as your emotions. You want them to understand where you're coming from without you needing to explain it.
That part.
These are all the things that when we start talking about chemistry Are they doing these things? Are they doing these things?
Yeah. You got to be doing
Get
all
each
things.
other.
Mm-hmm.
Quirks and all, surprisingly, you finally found someone who understands you with all your weird, queer, or outlandish behavior. Because, baby, your girl be outlandish sometimes. Anyway, tailgate Tammy. Not only that, they too feel the same way about you. You allow yourself to experience a range of emotions such as anger, fear, and sadness without fear of judgment, criticism, or ridicule.
Yes. Come on.
I'm a judger,
Hmm.
and I don't mean to be,
Mm-hmm.
but I do recognize that about myself that I'm easily like about a lot of things people say and do. I'm easily turned off by poor grammar, very easily turned off by people that can't spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because I associate these things with, I'm not going to be able to communicate with you.
Hmm.
It's a concern that the communication will be off if these if these things that I consider to be basic skills can't be met. Then I'm like, how are we supposed to talk?
Yeah.
But I don't mean to be a judger, and but I'm also a very good listener. So although I might be silently judging some of the things that you have said to me, am I judging or analyzing?
You're analyzing and coming to a conclusion, which is a judgment.
But sometimes we need to come to a conclusion.
I think you got to come to a conclusion all the time.
But we're not supposed to be judging, are we?
Right, but judgment is a synonym of conclusion.
Well,
I
there's
think
that.
it's the way that we judge, right? I think we shouldn't judge nobody and be like, you're bad and you're evil and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
go to hell and you're gonna, and be like we're above them
Yes.
because we all have something that's worth judging.
Right.
We're all lacking in some area. We all have flaws. So I think that's the perspective we can't come from as far as judgment. Because again, I don't have no heaven or hell to put nobody in. That's up to
Mm-hmm.
God, and He gonna do that with what He will. But me coming to a conclusion or analyzing a situation and figuring out what is best for me is different. And it's not. I don't have no qualms about how you are. You go be over there and be how you are. And I'm be over here being how I am. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like it's different. I'm not losing. I don't think I'm above you because of what you got going on. We just in two different spaces, and we can't connect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that simple.
I don't think that I am judging to place myself above someone,
Mm-hmm.
but I also do think that I'm above certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So not necessarily I'm above you as a person, but
Right.
maybe some of the things you do, like whatever in your life, doesn't fit well for my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
I am taking those things into account when I meet someone new,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm vetting you just like you should be vetting me. Do you
Absolutely.
fit well into my life and what I already have going for myself?
Mm-hmm.
And how will we make each other better? These are all the things that I'm considering when I'm considering you, and you should also be considering when you're considering me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Agreed. I mean, I think
I mean, I guess if you can't spell, I could teach you, and maybe that's what I was here for.
because every interaction and every connection is meant to teach something for sure. Yeah, I think we have to experience each other in different seasons and everything and not get caught up on a honeymoon phase of connections and interactions with people. And again, be honest with yourself about, is this really serving you and where you are in your life today? And will it serve you in the long run if you are looking for something a little longevity, but we don't like to have those conversations with ourselves or these people that we are interacting with. So there's that. So you just gotta do what you gotta do, babe.
We do have to have these conversations.
Yeah.
So the ultimate question still remains, can chemistry be built?
Mm-hmm.
Chemistry in a relationship is an intense feeling of connection, and romantic partners can build chemistry over time by practicing open communication and developing trust.
And go
So
trust
the
them.
experts feel like this is something that can be built.
I agree. I agree. It can. It can.
I tend to believe it too. I don't think that it necessarily has to be instant. And also, if you have chemistry with someone, doesn't necessarily mean that that should be your connection, your relationship, your person. That still may not be your person.
Exactly. You can have chemistry, instantaneous chemistry with any rando. And again, they don't be who you need to be with.
Because they ain't shit.
Exactly.
Well, no, not that they're not shit, but they're not for you.
They ain't shit.
Possibly. No, shit. Well, then there's that. You need chemistry in a relationship in order for it to survive. Chemistry in a relationship is important if you want to have a lasting connection and feel that spark with your partner for years to come. It is a commonly held belief that chemistry comes naturally and cannot be created. And this may sometimes be true, but it's not necessarily true. So I guess it all goes back to, what do you believe?
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any hard and fast rule. I think that's what we're learning here, that it varies from person to person. So if you feel like you can build it, if you build it, they will come. If you feel like it's something that can be built, then work on that and do that. That's your thing. It's your life. You have to make that decision and determination for yourself. And I just think that go on out there and build your chemistry and figure out your life. Do your thing.
Do your thing, okay?
Because we out here in these streets watching TV because we was waiting on chemistry, or chemistry we thought we had wasn't shit.
I agree with this, and I think it's relative, and I think it depends on your mindset and how you choose to view it all, right? So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So in the past, I know that you said you've had situations where you felt like you didn't have chemistry with someone and you tried to connect that and it didn't connect. But do you think that that would hinder you from giving someone else the same opportunity in the future?
No, but I would pay attention to what's my barriers as to why I feel like I can't connect with them, or to focus and see what other areas I could connect in. The dating stories.
The dating stories. So yes, we are going to, who all gonna be over there? We're going to Portia's dating stories.
So yeah, this particular guy was like infatuated with me since we were young, and he was not attractive to me in no shape, form, or fashion. I'm not trying to be rude, but that's the honest to God truth. And then his personality was very passive and lackluster, and I didn't care for it. I mean, I thought he was a cool person overall, but he wasn't like what I envisioned myself being with as far as a man that I wanted to date. Okay? But anyway, he was so infatuated with me and wanted and tried all which ways to hang out with me and be with me and all this type of stuff. And I have been so unlucky in love for such a long time that I was like, well, Portia, you probably should give him a real shot. Like, see if you can build this thing, right? Because maybe, again, and at that time, I didn't have the verbiage or the knowledge to be like, maybe it was a barrier for me. And the barrier being that he wasn't attractive to me. I thought he was ugly and his personality was lame. I don't know. But
Oh shit.
But I
Okay.
did give it a shot. I did give it a shot, and God blocked it. Okay, so
God did it.
he was very intentional. He was very thoughtful. He was very purposeful. He listened to me, and he saw me before I even saw me. Right. He made playlists, he made my favorite foods, he did all types of stuff, took me on nice dates, whatever. But every time I went with him, I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I couldn't cozy up to him. And like even like hugging him just felt like I don't want it. Like my body was rejecting. And again, it could have been a barrier. But I don't know still to this day what that barrier could have been, and I know how he is today, and I think God truly blocked it because that wasn't the person for me. I just really think that wasn't the person for me, and even if somebody wants and desires you, you sometimes just can't build chemistry. You can't build that thing that you're looking for, that connection. And even with and I really felt like he was a shapeshifter, essentially, because he shaped himself to be who he thought I wanted him to be, opposed to just being himself. So there can never be no full, real connection, right? We can't have those things that we will have in common, the charisma and all that type of stuff, because you're only being like a yes man because you think that would be appeasing to me, and not being fully and truly who you are. That will make me want to love who you are.
Okay.
So it couldn't be built, baby. I'm sorry, but also I'm not sorry.
You wasn't Bob the Builder.
I was not Bob the Builder. I wasn't Bobita the Builder that day. But that doesn't speak for like future instances that I wouldn't be willing and open to different things. But also I know like what my boundaries are, what things won't serve me, and what things will potentially serve me. And so I have a better understanding now of what it is that I desire and what I seek. And I can sift out the bullshit, you know?
You have to be able to sift through the bullshit because it's a lot of bullshit out there. I know that there are still great men out there, but they are not available. Most of them are already taken. He got his wife and a house with the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids. He already got all of that. He ain't looking for you. And also, maybe he got other things going on. So,
and if he is looking for you, you ain't looking for him, because baby, you don't.
I was gonna say, what are we gonna do with the wife?
Want that. You don't want that.
Don't settle. With the wife?
Don't settle.
And it's causing a lot of women to be in a state of settling because they feel like their options are so few. And it's a confusing time. Because I know most women at my age especially, they were not looking to be single at this age. And so starting over at this age in this dating world, they got P in it. It puts you in a constant state of reevaluation. You're always like, well, I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to talk to myself again. I need to figure out, like, you are constantly reworking yourself because the dating pool sucks or is limited.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it something wrong with me? No, it's just that you don't really have a lot of options and you don't want to settle. And so it's you just gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait.
Just wait. Just wait. Just wait.
It's nothing wrong with waiting.
It's nothing wrong.
And if you're someone who really feels like chemistry should be instantaneous, then you definitely should wait until you feel that spark, those butterflies, that connection that you're seeking. But if you're somebody that feels like it can be built, then get them bricks and start building, baby.
Period.
I don't think I think that I think that I think
I think that
that it can be built, but you have to have some foundation to build upon.
yes, yes, for sure.
Or if you have a lot of the good things,
Mm-hmm.
but you're missing the butterflies,
Mm-hmm.
don't throw away all the wonderful things. He got 10, 20 wonderful qualities that you see in him, and you missing butterflies. Baby, go buy yourself a butterfly farm. Well, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And let us know what things you'd like to hear from us in the future.
Mm-hmm.
If there are any topics that you'd like to discuss, etc., you can email us at TandP@theafterpartypod.com to ask all your burning questions and show topics. Be on the lookout for our subscriber-only events, which we have one coming up soon. And we'll be back with another episode in 2 weeks when we'll be discussing whether you're willing to wait for your more.
Yes, Lord. Hashitashi.
Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Portia.
Bye, Sam.